Good afternoon to all of you, honorable members of parliament, the Secretary Rajya Sabha and officials. As Secretary of Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, it is my great privilege to address all of you about the MPLAD scheme. I am sure you are extremely interested in this scheme, because it really gives a chance for each individual MP, particularly Rajya Sabha members, to directly engage in development. I would say, in a sense, it is better even because the scheme is founded on the principle of participation of citizens in identifying the gaps needed in development requirements, and rather than being limited to one constituency, you have the entire state at your disposal for using the MPLAD funds. Sir, I have a PowerPoint presentation, including a short film covering various features and aspects of the scheme, which I would like to start. Sir, I have with me Mr. Tanveer Q. Muhammad, Joint Secretary, and Sri Arindam Modak, Deputy Director General, who are directly looking after the scheme, and I shall now hand over it to them, and they will continue the presentation from here. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Ma'am. Member of Local Area Development Scheme. MPLAD scheme was announced by the then Honorable Prime Minister in 23rd December 93. The entitlement over the first year was 5 lakh. It increased to 1 crore, 2 crore and 5 crore over the years. The latest was in 2011-12. It has been made 5 crore. The scheme is fully funded by Government of India as a grant in aid. Funds are non-lapsable and can be carried forward. Scheme is governed by a set of guidelines. The first guideline was issued in February 94 and subsequently it was revised several number of times. It was revised in December 94, February 97, September 99, April 2002, November 2005, August 2012, May 2014, and the latest guideline is updated in June 2016. So we have the guidelines over there. This is available in the website of the MPLADS, which is mplads.gov.in. And we have a pocket book also. These two guidelines are presently under revision also. The objectives. The objective of the MPLAD scheme is to enable MPs to recommend works of developmental nature in their constituencies. Emphasis on creation of durable community assets based on locally felt needs. And it is founded on principle of participation of citizens in identifying the gaps needed in the developmental requirements of the community. So where an MP can recommend? The elected Lok Sabha MP, he can recommend within their constituency. The elected Rajya Sabha MP can recommend within the state of election, but they have to give a nodal district. And nominated members can do in anywhere in the country, but then there also they have to give a name of the nodal district. Elected Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha MP outside constituency up to 25 lakh per annum for any works within specified sector. In case of natural calamity, there is a special treatment for calamities in MPLAD guidelines. In case of natural calamity of severe nature, MP can recommend a funds up to ₹1 crore for affected area. Example, Uttarakhand floods in 2013. The roles and responsibility. The stakeholders, members of parliament, they can recommend the recommendation, the follow-up, and watch on the expenditure. Minister of Statistics and PI, the nodal ministry for monitoring and implementing the scheme. Release of funds, monitoring, account keeping, evaluation. The state nodal department, there is a nodal department in every state who coordinates the MPLAD work within the state. Their main roles and responsibility, coordination and monitoring, and taking action on complaints, etc. District authority, the district collector, district magistrate, the issue of administrative and financial sanctions, maintenance of various record, work register accounts, monitoring of scheme, providing facilitation center, submission of MPR, the monthly progress report, utilization certificate, and the audit reports. And lastly, not the least, the implementing agency, the agency who implement the project at the district level, their role is execution of works, record keeping, updating, implementation. Next. So disbursement of installment, current system. The annual entitlement of 5 crore are released directly to the savings account of the nodal district chosen by the MPs in 2 installments of 2.5 crore each. If the tenure of the honorable MP in a financial year is less than 3 months, there is no entitlement in that year. If it is up to 9 months, then 50% of the annual allocation for the financial year is there. And if the tenure is more than 9 months, then 100% of the allocation is allotted. So at the time of constitution of the Lok Sabha election and election of the Rajya Sabha member, first installment of the tenure, that is 2.5 crore, is released to the district authority without any documents. There is a prior formality that has to be done. The nodal district has to be set, the bank accounts has to be opened. So these are the things. Once those are done, the amount of 2.5 crore is released without any documentation. Now the subsequent installments are released based on some conditions. What is the unspent balance? What is the unsanctioned amount? The receipt of MPR, the receipt of audit certificate. So there are some guidelines given in the, there's some stipulated conditions which is given in the guidelines. It is there. This current system of release of this installment are under revision in view of the recent order issued by the Finance Ministry 9th of March. So this fund flow system, and that is going a change. We will come towards the end of the slide on this presentation. Distribution of the unsanctioned funds. The MP balance of funds not committed for works of the predecessor MP, elected member of the Lok Sabha, if the fund remain unutilized or unsanctioned, then that can be utilized afterwards also, would be passed on to the successor sitting MP from the constituency. For the member of Rajya Sabha, equally distributed within the state government among the successor sitting elected Rajya Sabha member in the state. For the nominated members, equally distributed among the successor nominated member of the Rajya Sabha by the state government with the approval of Indian government. And Anglo-Indian nominated members of the Lok Sabha, equally distributed among the successor Anglo-Indian nominated Lok Sabha MPs by the state government with the approval of the government of India. So the implementation process, Honorable Member of Parliament of Rajya Sabha choose a nodal district within their state of election and inform the Ministry of Statistics and PI, in short MOSPI. MOSPI informs concerned district authority to open a bank account. MP start recommending works with the nodal district as per MP-led latest guidelines 2016. Recommended works are to be administratively approved by the district authority within 75 days. If for some reason it cannot be sanctioned, then the rejection has to be done within 45 days with a reason. The district authorities select an appropriate government implementing agency as per concerned state government financial procedure. Example, BDO, Jela Panchayat, PWD, NBCC, who are the actual agency who will be implementing the recommendation of the Honorable MP. So the life cycle is like that. Honorable MPs getting suggestions from the general public. Then Honorable MPs recommending works to the nodal district authority. Nodal district sanctions the work within the 75 days or reject within 45 days with reasons. And if sanctioned, the work get implemented as per state administrative and financial rules. And assets created under MP-LEDs are entrusted to user agency for maintenance. Definitely, a maintenance component is required when an asset is, these are mostly durable assets. So once these assets are created, this has to be maintained. So an user agency is entrusted to maintain that asset. Timeline for approval execution. Eligible works to be sanctioned within 75 days. If a work is rejected, it is to be communicated within 45 days to the Honorable MP with reasons. District authority prescribes a time limit for completion of the work, generally within a year. The works to be completed within 18 months of the expiry of the tenure of Honorable MP. And monthly progress report is to be prepared by the district authority and uploaded on the web-based portal of the ministry. It is mplads.gov.in. A copy of the same is sent to the concerned MP also. Next. So there are 14 sectors of work where the recommendation may go. The latest guideline, June 2016, provide 14 sectors and more than 180 subsectors where recommendations may attract. Education, health sanitation, non-conventional and energy sources, drinking water, agriculture, urban development, infrastructure, sports. In the right-hand side are the illustrative list of works. So for example, sports, gym, sports equipment, building for sport activities, etc. For agriculture, soil testing, libraries, farmers training centers, etc. like such. Next slide. It continues as electricity facility, health and family welfare, irrigation facilities, work relating to animal husbandry, dairy and fisheries, work relating to cluster development for handloom weavers and other public facilities. So there are an indicative list of illustrative works also. Next. So permitted special and non-durable works. Now this MP-led scheme has a scope to converge with other central sector schemes and state government schemes. These funds can be converged with schemes like MG Narega, Khelo India, Skill India, etc. On getting suggestions from the stakeholders and examining the needs of the society, ministry amends permissible works from time to time. It is just to say that this is not a fixed. If there is new scheme coming up and new recommendations coming up from the honorable MPs, we in ministry do examine and appropriate decision is taken. Recently, ministry allowed works of creation of new ponds under Amrit Sarovar project. Purchase of computer for educational institution, these are all list of non-durable works. Distribution of tricycle, artificial limbs, hearing aids device for benefit of differently able persons. Though MP-led works is not for individuals, but for some, there are some relaxation like this. For differently able persons, there are scopes to distribute tricycle, artificial limbs, hearing aids, etc. Purchase of ambulance and hearsay van for government hospitals. Purchase of books for government-aided schools and libraries. Next. There are some prohibitions also. Construction of Swagatdar is not permitted within the MP-led guideline. Assets for individual benefits, example, individual electricity connection, household toilets, etc. is also not permitted within the guideline. Works in places of religious worship, it is prohibited. Maintenance of work of existing assets. So no maintenance at present, there is no scope of maintenance of the earlier works in the or any other existing work in the MP-led guideline. Commercial establishment, example, cinema halls, shops, etc. are also not there. All revenue and recurring expenditure, example, running expenditure of Wi-Fi, etc. These are not there in the MP-led guideline. And obviously, in continuation with maintenance, renovation and repair work is also not permitted within the guideline setup. Now, there is a provision of MP-led funds for the trusts and societies. So, an honorable MP can recommend works up to total rupees 1 crore in a year to trust and society. However, a particular trust and society can receive one-time grant or fund from MP-leds up to 50 lakhs subject to the following condition. It has not been previously supported by any previous MP under MP-leds. Trust should be within the state of election of Rajya Sabha member and constituency of the Lok Sabha member. So for any individual trust, the maximum ceiling is 50 lakhs in its lifetime. Honorable MP can recommend for up to 1 crore per year for trust and societies. Exceptions are there. Charitable homes, residentials for orphans, old-aged persons, widows, lepers, differently able persons, the upper limit to receive MP-led fund is rupees 1 crore. And for trust and society working for schemes of area development of tribal population can receive the fund up to 75 lakhs in relaxation to 50 lakhs. Next. There are monitoring and review committee for implementation of the MP-leds. There are parliamentary committees. Lok Sabha committee, it is not constituted. Rajya Sabha committee, Parliament, there is a committee of MPLADs and Rajya Sabha chaired by Honorable Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Currently, Sri Harivansh Narayan Singh ji is the chairman. At ministry level, there is an MPLAD portal, All India Review Meeting. State level review meetings are there. Committee under Chief Secretary and Additional Chief Secretary are to review the implementation with the district authority at least once in a year. And there is a regular district level review by the district collector or district magistrate and a nodal officer with implementing agency on progress of work. District authority shall invite the MPs concerned to such review meetings and send a report to such review meetings to Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So, guidelines on MPLAD stipulates inspection of the progress of works by district authority, district nodal officers and implementing agencies. Visits by senior officials of MOSPI to states and panchayat work sites. There was a third-party evaluation in 21. The Mrs. Deloitte, they have conducted at 216 selected districts where a third-party evaluation was also done. There is a concept of administrative expenditure within the MPLAD system. 2% of the annual entitlement of rupees 5 crore of an MP can be used as administrative expense and is distributed as. The nodal district will get 0.8% of 5 crores. Implementing district and nodal district may be different for a Rajya Sabha MP. So in that case, implementing district will get 1% of a recommended amount. State nodal department will get 0.2% of the 0.5 crore amount. If implementing and nodal district are same, then the nodal district will get 1.8% of the amount. There is a revised flow of fund. Now, coming to this, on 9th of March, Ministry of Finance have issued a circular for revised flow of funds, and it is in supersession of all previous order. So, Ministry is in the process of implementation of the same under the MPLADs, and this process will change a lot in the MPLADs existing guideline. So, if we just go to the hyperlink. So, the revised flow of funds, the major salient points, MPLADs comes under the model. There are two models, Model 1 and Model 2. Model 2 for the proposed flow of funds, implementation through scheduled commercial banks. So, as per Model 2, the funds will be released by the MOSPI to the central nodal account, and central nodal account will assign drawing limits to nodal district for each MP. All the accounts under central nodal accounts will be zero balance and act as a pass-through account. Fund will get remitted from CNA account, that is a central nodal account, on real-time basis only when payments are made to vendors. For seamless management of funds, the main account and the zero balance subsidiary account should be maintained with the same bank. So these are the major issues, major points. Please go back. And this is we are in the process of implementation. So once it is implemented, a lot of fund flow management system will change in the MPLAD system. Now, coming to this, there is a MPLADs portal, as I have already said, sir. It is www.mplads.gov.in. This is a login enabled. So we issue login portals, login IDs, etc. for all the honorable MPs. There is a login for all stakeholders also. So once the nodal district and bank accounts, etc. are selected, the login details on request are being sent. So this is the main dashboard of the portal. Next. So this is the dashboard after an honorable MP is logging. So this is the features. I mean, it's not readable from this distance, sorry. But so there are, what are the works, what is the total amount being sanctioned, what is the amount being So there is an entitlement, the total funds referred in green, in blue it is the total expenditure, in violet it is the total works recommended, and last blue is the total works completed. So it's a dashboard which is giving a true picture, but definitely it's not real time as of yet. So, next slide. So, this is the portal, rather page I will say, where an honorable MP can recommend. There is a scope of recommendation through papers also. In the MP-led guideline, there is a format given through which a recommendation has to be made, but that is being scripted here also in the portal. Through portal also the recommendation can be made. So there is a, and status-wise details are also coming in the next year. So there are several facilities which are there already available into the portal. Next. The ministry is in the process of revision of the guidelines of MP-leds. Current guidelines is released in June 2016. Next. So telling up to this is in a nutshell the broad idea about the MP-led. We have a short film of about 14 minutes. It is recently launched on as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav on 28 June 2022. Please. Okay. Okay. So we leave the film over here. In fact, we will leave the film address, and so that's all, sir.
I have few questions. Can you take them?
Is the film available on YouTube?
Film is available on YouTube.
So you said we can now recommend through portal. Has it started or it has to start? The recommendation through portal, where to spend?
So the feature is there.
Okay, now when we recommend, does it go directly to the DM and DC's office?
Yes.
Okay. And you see, recently I sent a request letter to DM for some stuff, and I was not aware of the amount. So the DC came back to me and said, please mention the amount. So how can I mention the amount till the time they go through the process? So is it compulsory to mention the amount? I mean, I can okay later, but why would I mention if I don't know? If that thing could cost 1 lakh, and if I mention 1 lakh, it could cost 1.5, and they say you had mentioned 1 lakh, or I could have mentioned 5 lakh and it costed 1 lakh. So what do you have to say about that?
So there in the guidelines, in the present guidelines, there is a clause for providing the estimate cost of the work which Honorable MP is recommending, sir. So generally what happens, sir, it goes again, like you are right, sir. You are right that that clause is still there, sir. So we are reviewing that clause and trying to find out if we can actually remove that, sir. But many of the MPs actually, sir, write the estimated amount. They want that they please get this work done in this amount, sir.
No, it's okay
Yes,
who
sir.
wants
Yes,
to
sir.
write, but it shouldn't be compulsory. It should
Yes,
be.
sir.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to write, they are welcome to write, but who do not want to write, I do not want to bound, because if I have thought I'll do this, I have sent it.
Sir.
So how much it will cost, let them get back.
Yes, sir. Yes.
As I say, if you permit, sir, as we said that guidelines we are actually revising, it is nearing a very advanced stage. So whatever the things possible, and we are examining all the aspects.
But this issue is really.
We will examine this, sir.
And can nodal district be changed by Rajya Sabha member during his tenure?
Yes, sir.
They can change
Yes,
by
they
just writing a letter.
This change is possible by the ministry only, sir. So the ministry has to give the approval to
Oh,
the
it's
district.
okay,
Yes, sir.
but the change is
Can
possible.
happen. Yes, sir.
One more question.
Okay, now,
Sir, on the issue of this district, Rajya Sabha members have to give their one of the nodal districts. And as has been communicated, you can always change it also subsequently.
no,
during-
we have already given, so
Fair.
now I can change
Yes,
if I'm not
yes,
satisfied.
Yes, but the moot point is that Rajya Sabha members can actually spend
In whole of the state,
beyond the
yeah,
nodal
yeah,
districts
that
as
I-
well.
that I
So there is no hurdle as such.
Yeah, no, but okay, now my next point is as far as new cash flow you are saying coming up, it means there is no money going to be in the account which is opened, right? That is what you said?
This will be zero balance.
Yeah, okay, it's fine. But it means that whole of the 5 crore, even if not in account, it's sanctioned, because as we are submitting, the money will keep on coming. So we don't have to wait for the installments, right?
Exactly,
Yes,
sir.
exactly.
Yeah. So I think it is even better, I mean,
It will facilitate the spending and those funds.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
One more question, sir. A member sanctioned 50 lakhs amount released to construction of a school building. Half of the work done, half of the amount released. Remaining 25 lakhs can be continued next year. It will be lapsed.
It will continue, sir.
बिल्कुल continue
It
है
will
तो।
continue.
If a member 5 crores in a year not spent, whether next it will be carry forward for next year or not?
Yes, sir. So the amount which is there in your in the account of the district will carry forward, sir, if your recommendation is there, sir.
If recommendation
It
is
Yes,
there.
sir. If you can actually, sir, Honorable MP can make the recommendation till the last day of the tenure
For total amount.
for the total amount, and district authority has to do all these work, sir, unless they reject it with reasons.
Acha, acha, You said one more question, a trust society will be given amount. If the trust and society are purely private one. Can we give that amount to the private societies, private trusts?
Sir, if the society and trust are recognized, sir, and registered, there is another clause, sir, of the Government of India that they should be registered on Darpan portal also. If they, and the district authority has to verify that trust is working for the welfare of the society, you can give, sir.
Acha, acha. So many bogus societies, so many trusts
So-
are not interested,
So if
just
you
they
say-
want to earn the money.
Sir, if you look at the para 3.21, sir, there is a full guideline that which trust can be, and the district authority has to give the certificate, this is a trust, and has to be registered
Genuine,
on Darpan,
depending
sir.
on genuinity.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That district authority will do, sir.
Acha, acha.
सर नोडल डिस्ट्रिक्ट चयन करने के लिए अगर कोई माननीय सांसद चाहे तो अपना गृह जनपद चयन कर सकता है, उसमें कोई प्रतिबंध तो नहीं है? यह अनिवार्यता है कि कोई अदर डिस्ट्रिक्ट हमको चयन करना है?
सर, आपको कोई इसमें मैंडेटरी नहीं है, सर. यू कैन चेंज द विद इन द स्टेट.
नहीं चेंज नहीं, इनिशियली अगर हम चाहें तो अपना नोडल डिस्ट्रिक्ट अपना होम डिस्ट्रिक्ट कर सकते हैं क्या?
कर सकते हैं.
ठीक। दूसरी बात यह है कि सरकार की एक योजना है मोबाइल लाइब्रेरी ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में देने के लिए, विलेजेस में, क्या उसमें भी हम सहयोग कर सकते हैं?
Sir, at present guideline में नहीं है.
नहीं है।
It is at present not in the guideline, but recommendations may come, ministry may examine it.
One last question. You said within 45 days they have to reject and 75 days they have to give. So what about between 45 and 70? If they reject on 50th day or 55th day, then they have to go ahead with it one way or the other? I mean, because there are 30 days between 45 and 75.
Sir, like, sir, the timeline which is fixed there, sir, suppose if the work, because sir, after 45 days means internally they have to accept the work within 45 days, sir, because they have to go for another process, filing and all, because they have to actually communicate to the implementing agency, sir. So that time is for that, sir.
45 days are over and last day, and still they find that that is not 50th, 50th. So it can be rejected still, right?
Sir, generally they cannot reject, sir.
Then they will
cannot
have to
reject,
go
sir.
through even if they find it's not right.
Sir, 45 days, sir, the guidelines, sir, there might be some flexibility may happen at the district level, but the guideline, because if we don't provide a timeline, sir, then, you know, it becomes very unlimited.
No,
sir.
no,
And
I'm
that's
sure. That is
yes,
why
sir.
I am asking that, I mean, these are strict guidelines, right? Okay.
Government schools, we are giving government schools. At the same time, so many states, there are number of SC, ST, BC hostels. can we give amount to that hostels, buildings, construction?
If it is the government, sir, then you can do, sir. Not to the private, sir.
Government.
Government you can, sir. There are, sir, provision in the guideline which provides that what you can actually do in the hospital also, sir.
Acha.
Yes, sir.
In Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, there are number of SC, ST, BC hostels, college hostels, but there is no own buildings.
You can, sir. There is a provision, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question. Supposed to propose a building, either school or bridge or any other. Whether it is a possibility for engage a expert from the outside of the department
For?
for create DPR.
These are, sir, internal matters
Yes.
of the district authority will do this. As per our guideline is concerned, we give the guideline that these are the things can be done. How it will be implemented, how it will be monitored, the nodal district authority will be looking after this.
Any provision fund location for the particular thing?
If in the project itself, sir, if the district administration feels that there is a need for DPR, they have to follow the state government financial, administrative and technical rules, sir. Whatever they follow, they can do that. If the state level guideline provides that, sir, they can do.
Anything provision for engage a expert on, especially regarding the architectural expert?
Sir, like as I told you, sir, state, if they do it for their projects,
Oh.
they can do it for the MP lad also, sir. It is totally based on the state guidelines, sir.
We can also allot fund for that particular thing.
If, sir, there is a provision in the state government rules to hire a consultant for that, and if they feel that this is a requirement, they can do, sir. We don't actually tell all these, small micro things, sir, because state level, there are a lot of variations from state to state, sir.
Then my second question regarding the CSR fund, any possibility for merge with the MB-LAT fund and CSR fund?
So right now, in guideline, it's not, sir.
How can explore and exploit the CSR possibility?
Sir, sir, if it is in the state, sir, any ministry is getting that fund, they can do it, sir. But MP land, sir, since this is central government funded project, the fund is actually for those guideline only, sir.
So this 15% of the funds in a year must be spent for SC/ST. So is that portion is still there? You did not explain that.
No, that proportion is still there.
So you didn't say anything about that. No, that's why.
Sir?
You did not say anything about that. That is why I'm asking.
Acha. No, the details is there in the guideline for the SC/ST areas, etc. So 22.5%. 15% for SC. And 7.5 for the ST areas. Attempt should be made that their area is being funded with that proportion of the fund. So that is there in the guideline. Yeah.
Sir, there is a line, sir, but we have written the combined amount, sir, of SC/ST in the slide 2, sir. ये slide जो initial slide है ना, उसमें लिखा है, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
22.
Total combined amount 22.5% is written, sir, in the slide itself, sir. Yes, sir. वो slide presentation निकालो. हाँ.
स्लाइड नहीं स्लाइड में है.
एक कहीं पे है इसमें.
Elected to Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha means the first one is elected Lok Sabha, then comes Rajya Sabha, then nominated. And
The provision for 25 lakhs to the outside their constituency. Every Lok Sabha member can do the spending in their own constituency. In calamity, they can spend out. But 25 lakhs to the max amount, they can spend outside their constituency also for both the year.
the type of members means what? This elected Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, it's both, including both. I mean, you mean both?
For both.
One thing I want to be more clear regarding distribution of unsanctioned fund. Regarding distribution of unsanctioned fund, here you mentioned elected members of Rajya Sabha equally distributed by the state government among successor sitting elected Rajya Sabha member. How it works? What does it mean? Distribution.
Suppose there is one member जिनका पूरा spending नहीं हुआ. So after that account is being completed and closed, जब close होगा उस time पे जो sitting members रहेंगे in the states of the Rajya Sabha. Suppose for a state there are 12 members. So unspent amount will be equally distributed among the sitting MPs from the state.
Only Rajya Sabha.
Rajya Sabha.
Among only Rajya Sabha.
Among only Rajya Sabha. Only Rajya Sabha fund Rajya Sabha member के लिए ही जाएंगे. लोक सभा का होगा तो नेक्स्ट सिटिंग लोक सभा मेंबर ऑफ दैट कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी अगर डिलिमिटेशन हुआ तो उसके लिए थोड़ा कुछ एक्सेप्शन क्लॉज हमारा गाइडलाइंस पे है.
Sir, is it necessary for every member to spend the money? Is it necessary? He can
Sir,
opt not to spend also.
Actually, this is for the locally felt needs.
Okay.
It is for the locally felt needs from the constituency, from nodal district where the honorable members are.
Is it compulsory? What am I asking? Is it compulsory that all members should spend the money?
It is not, sir.
It is.
So generally, sir, many MPs, we have find that a lot of amount remain pending in their account. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One more thing. It was mentioned that this must be spent at least 18 months prior to the expiry of the member, term of expiry. Expiry of the term, no? Is it required? It is written that these funds must be spent at least 18 months prior to the expiry of the term of the member. Is it?
No.
Works need to be completed.
Work need to be completed after the. Suppose the honorable member is being retiring today. From today onwards, up to within 18 months, the work has to be completed.
Within 18 months.
जो recommendation honorable member has done, वो काम 18 महीने तक
It
complete
seems
करना.
it is written prior.
हाँ?
Instead of within, it seems it's written prior. Just
Side
check
में?
it.
No.
Check it.
I can tell that it says like this: the works to be completed within 18 months of expiry of tenure of honorable MP. That's the clause.
टेन्योर एक्सपायर करने का 18 महीने के अंदर डिस्ट्रिक्ट अथॉरिटी को वो कंप्लीट करना है.
If there is any other question,
Can I just say one sentence? Thank you all once again for giving us this opportunity of this interaction and briefing you about this MP lad scheme. But my team is always there to any clarification if you sought, and will be glad and happy to really give all the clarification. And please do let us know in case you feel that there is something more you feel needed. And also, as we said, the guidelines, the detail as well as the pocket book, both are available in the website to facilitate your activities and your plan. And also it is under process of revision and it will come soon. Till the revision comes, of course, we have to follow these guidelines. So thank you once again for giving us and myself and my team this opportunity. Thank you.